Once upon a time, nestled in a lush green valley, there lived a farmer named Rehmat. Now Rehmat was what you might call a man blessed by fortune. He had vast fertile land that stretched as far as the eye could see, a strong pair of oxen to plough his fields, and every year his crops were so abundant they'd make any other farmer green with envy. His granaries were overflowing, his pockets were heavy with gold, and yet, if you asked him how he was doing, he'd sigh and say, If only I had just a little more land, then I would truly be the richest and happiest man in the whole world. His heart was a bottomless pit, always wanting more, never satisfied with the plenty he already had. One sun-drenched afternoon, as Rehmat was surveying his fields, an old, wise man with a long white beard and eyes that twinkled like the stars passed by. He leaned on his staff and looked at Rehmat, a gentle smile playing on his lips. "I have heard your constant wish, farmer," the wise man said, his voice calm and steady. "I will grant you an opportunity, a chance to have all the land you could ever desire. Tomorrow, at sunrise, start walking from this very spot. All the land you can cover, all the ground your feet can circle in a single day, will be yours to keep. But," he added, raising a finger, "there is one crucial condition. You must, without fail, return to this exact spot before the sun sets completely. If you do, the land is yours. If you don't, you get nothing." Rehmat's eyes widened with disbelief, then gleamed with avarice. He couldn't believe his luck. He pumped his fist in the air, his heart thumping with excitement. "Yes, yes, of course!" he exclaimed, his mind already racing, picturing endless fields of golden wheat, all belonging to him. At night, he barely slept. His dreams filled with maps of land and visions of immense wealth. He was already planning which fields he would claim, how far he would go, and how he would become the most powerful landowner in the entire region. The very thought made him dizzy with delight. The next morning, long before the first hint of dawn painted the sky, Rehmat was already at the starting point, bursting with energy. As soon as the first ray of sun broke over the horizon, he was off like a shot. He didn't just walk, he marched with purpose, his strides long and determined. He passed his own fields, then his neighbors, and kept going, heading for the virgin plains beyond the village. The sun climbed higher, beating down on him, but he ignored the sweat dripping from his brow. Every step he took, a voice in his head whispered, "Just a little farther, think of the acres you'll gain, just one more hill, one more meadow. Imagine how rich you'll be." He walked and walked, leaving the familiar paths behind. By midday he had covered an enormous distance. He was tired, his stomach was rumbling, but the thought of stopping, even for a moment, felt like a waste of precious, land-grabbing time. He looked back and could barely see his starting point. A flicker of doubt crossed his mind, but his greed quickly snuffed it out. "I can make it back," he told himself. "I just need to claim that beautiful, flat plain up ahead. It would be a shame to leave that behind." So he pushed on, driven by his insatiable hunger for more. As the afternoon wore on, the sun began its slow descent, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. A sense of panic started to creep into Rehmat's heart. He had gone so far, much farther than he had initially planned. He turned and began the long journey back. His confident march turned into a brisk jog, then a desperate run. His legs ached, his lungs burned, and every breath was a painful gasp. He could see the starting spot in the distance, a tiny speck that seemed impossibly far away. The sun was a fiery ball, teetering on the edge of the horizon, ready to vanish. With the last of his strength, he stumbled forward, his eyes fixed on his goal. The villagers and the old wise man had gathered, watching his frantic race against time. He was so close, just a few feet away, but his body, pushed beyond its limits, could take no more. Just as the last sliver of sun disappeared, his legs gave way. He collapsed, falling to the ground just short of the finish line, and lay still. The vast expanse of land he had so greedily circled was lost in the blink of an eye. The crowd gathered around his silent form. The old wise man looked down, his expression filled with sorrow. He sighed and said to the onlookers, "I offered him as much land as he could desire, but in his endless greed, he only ended up with enough land for a grave." This story teaches us a timeless lesson. Greed is a trap that never leads to contentment. True wealth isn't about always having more. It's about appreciating what we already have. When we can find joy and gratitude in our current blessings, we discover the greatest riches of all. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to our channel for more tales that make you think. See you next time.